And so I had to kiss a lot of frogs before I found somebody that could actually get the job done. And it was this little white girl, I kid you not, and she calls me and she's like, "Hey, Dr. Watkins, I saw your press release and I'd like to serve as your publicist." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, ma'am. I ain't spending no more money. I done been hurt, scammed, I've been betrayed, I've been lied to. I ain't giving you no money." And she said, "That's okay." She said, "I read your book, What If George Bush Were a Black Man?" I was like, "Oh, you read it? And you're a white girl? Okay." And she said, "I read your book." That told me she invested time in me in advance. That's a good way. They call that the lemon theory in finance. The lemon theory kind of leans into this idea that says that the more skin someone has in the game, the more committed they are to an investment. So if anybody ever wants you to invest in something, just a little investing tip, always ask them, how much did you put in? How much? Okay, you want me to put in 10,000. Did you put in 10,000? And don't let them tell you like, "Oh, well, I put in $10,000 worth of effort." No, you asked me to put in $10,000 worth of money. Did you put in $10,000 worth of money? How many years have you been working on this investment? Because what that does is it sends a signal that connects to another theory called the signaling theory. The signaling theory, which is connected to the lemon theory to some extent, basically says that if you want me to put my ass on the line, then I need to know if you put your ass on the line too, because they do this to a lot of athletes. That's how they get their money. They'll have the athletes investing tons of their money into a venture that they themselves would never invest in because they're not there to try to take the risk. They're there to collect the fee, right? So they get their fee no matter what. But you're taking all the risk, right? So it's heads you win. It's sorry, heads we win, tails you lose, right? So anyway, long story short, this little white girl told me that she had read my book, and I was like, "Oh, well, okay, well, I'm kind of impressed because I know it took some time to read the book." And also I remember when first time I met Charlemagne the God, I gave him my book, and he actually read it. I think he's gonna read it. People had asked for the book, and I was like, "Oh, you're just gonna put it on your shelf," and that's okay. So anyway, and by the way, if somebody I see someone keeps bringing up ICE deporting people in Chicago. I don't know anything about the ICE situation in Chicago, and that's not the scope of this class. So, how about we save that conversation for later, Yolanda? Because the ICE conversation is controversial. There are people in here that support what's going on with the illegal immigrant situation. There are some who are against it. You're welcome to have whatever opinion you want, but just so you know, I see Yolanda, you mentioned the ICE thing 3 or 4 times in the chat. If you could save that discussion for a broader political conversation, I'd appreciate that because I don't want to sit here and fight with you over Donald Trump today. That's not the scope of this discussion. We're talking about Black economics. And so, anyway, so to continue the story, so I remember, so just to tell you just how, just to encourage you as you're going on that bumpy road toward entrepreneurship and trying to become who you're supposed to be, you may not always get supported. So there was a point. So what happened was this little white girl, believe it or not, she made this crazy deal with me. She said, how about this, Dr. Watkins? You don't pay me a penny. She said, but if I can get you a national TV interview on a network that has over 1 million viewers, you give me $5,000.